Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Aunt Cece's Kitchen, and I'm back with another live video. Today's video is in a virtual, interactive, romantic relationship live. That's the name of the video for today's virtual, interactive live. Romantic relationship. Good morning, Daniel Caesar. Good morning. How are you? Welcome, welcome, everyone. I'm waiting for Miss Thais to come in, Miss Love to come in. How was everyone? How did everyone you can go? Ataya Francois, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning to you guys. Welcome. Remember to thumbs the live up. There are six people in the live. Welcome to the six in the live. I'm waiting for Miss Love to sign in. She's coming. She's on her way. How is everybody doing this morning? This is a beautiful morning. Happy Monday to all. I hope everyone had a blessed night's sleep and is ready for the day to start. I know how some people have started their day already. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're waiting for Mrs. Love and Mr. Love. It's gonna be such a great morning this morning, guys. I can't wait until they tune in. We have some tips and techniques of keeping a healthy romantic relationship. Yesterday we talked on healthy marriages. Thank, thank God you're doing well, Italia Francois. I'm good as well myself. Thank God. God wake us up this morning and we live to see another day. So we should be happy and blessed. We live to see another day and everything is okay. You just gotta keep pressing on and don't give up. No matter what the situation is, just keep pressing on. Things will get better. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Miss Love is signing in. Daniel asked me I'm doing well. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing great. How about you guys? How are you guys? I'm waiting for Miss Love. She's coming. She's on her way. So be patient. She will be here. They will be here. Mr. and Mrs. Love. They were here yesterday. They're coming back again to give us some more tips and techniques of how to stay in a healthy romantic relationship. You gotta keep your romance alive and healthy. Um, I was saying on last, I think it's last Monday, if there's anyone that have any favorite recipes and they want to send to my email address so that I can have it ready for the celebration. CC's 1 year on YouTube celebration. You can send it to my email address at ancc@gmail.com. My Instagram is Chardonnay. And you can send me those clips so that I can have it here to put on the screen for the celebration. I'll be celebrating like 3 or 4 times in this month. Any recipes, any favorite moments that you guys have? I know some of you are new to the channel, but if you go back and watch the replays and things of that nature, you will have something to send in, or maybe something of yourself that I can put on the screen to show my appreciation to you guys. It will be gratefully appreciated. So if you guys will do that, we will be all grateful. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see what's happening with Miss Love. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Good morning, Gamma Queen. Welcome, welcome. Give me 1 second, guys. Yes, guys, Miss Love is still signing in. What are the plans that you guys have for the balance of the day, guys? And still Miss Love is comes in. What plans do you guys have for your day? Are you on your way to work? You at work? Are you home? Can everyone hear me? Remember to thumbs up the live. Thumbs it up. It says four people are here. Remember to like the video, share the video, comment, and subscribe, guys. Working from home, Danielle says. Wow, great. Working from home is so much better and easier. Than to gotta have to go and ditch the bus, the train, or to jump in your car and things of that nature. It's so much easier and better. Oh, you're home today, Miss Francois. Yes, good, good, good. I'm outside because I'm doing my live outside today. But the weather is gonna be. I think the weather is not gonna be so great. Yesterday was so bad. The weather was so bad yesterday. It was crazy. So I hope today that the weather gives me a break with my life. Yesterday was going in and out, and I couldn't even understand why. Give me a second, guys. Let me check on Miss Love. Everyone stay here. Be patient. Don't go anywhere. We're trying to make it happen. We're trying to make it happen, guys. We're trying to make it happen. Thanks to the five in the live. Thank you for your patience. We'll be with you momentarily. We'll be with you momentarily, guys. We're coming, we're coming. Don't give up. When you give up, it's not good. You gotta keep pressing on and keep moving on. We will be here shortly. As I was saying, if anyone has any favorite moments, any favorite recipes, you can send it to my email address at auntiecskitchen@gmail.com. My Instagram is Chardonnay. You can send me all your info there where I can have it ready for the celebration. My channel is 1 year. It's 1 year on YouTube, and I'm gonna be celebrating 3 or 4 times in September, this month rather. And I'm also gonna be shouting out the birthdays for August and September. Guys, give me 1 second.
What the? I don't know why would my mother add me onto the freaking stream.
Wow, wow,
Oh, three
wow. Good
people.
morning, guys, love. Good morning, Miss Love and Mr. Love. This is Love and Mr. Love. Can you hear
Good
me?
morning. I see me, but I don't see Ken. And there's an empty screen in the middle. Oh, there it is.
Miss Morgan, what's the love? Good morning to you guys.
It's corrected now.
What struggle? The devil is a liar.
Oh, this is all. You gotta turn it down, yeah. Okay, yeah, turn it off. It's corrected now. Okay.
Danielle, awesome.
Oh,
He's
shoot.
a liar. Trust me. He's a liar. Good
All
morning
right.
to you
Can
guys.
you all hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm, I'm hearing you.
Welcome
Good
you guys.
morning. Good morning.
Yes, your guests are here
Um.
too. Let me read it out to you. Ataya Francois, Danielle is here, and Glamour Queen is
Yes.
here. Yes, 5 people are here, but
Good
only 2
morning.
themselves.
Thank you guys for your patience.
Yes.
And I see the enemy tried to, he tried to interfere this morning. He must be mad about something, but he's a liar and defeated. So here we are. We are so glad to be here. Once again, I'm here with my boo, Deacon Ken of Love. Hello. Thank you all so much for those that were able to tune in yesterday. We love the feedback and the interaction. We got a lot of feedback, and everyone wanted to make sure that Kenneth came on again today, so he is here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Today, we're going to be talking about romantic relations. We're continuing on with our series of healthy relationships, and we have been going throughout the month. We've been going through each and every different relationship that you might have, going over tips and things that you can do to make sure to strengthen those relationships that you want to strengthen and keep, and making you aware of things that may not be working in your relationship. And so you would have to decide if you wanted to end those kind of relationships that are not working for you. So today we're excited. We're talking about the romantic relationship. Okay, so all of you all out there that are in a romantic relationship of some sort, be it married, not married, dating, what have you, this particular video is for you. Okay, now I put out some questions when I sent out the flyer for today. Um, so those of you who have answers to those questions, I'd like you to just feel free and put your answers, your comments, and even questions in the chat. Okay, the way this is an interactive virtual session, and so we need to hear from you just as much as you would like to hear from us, okay? So again, I'm not going to be doing all the talking, okay? I know it seems that way, but no, I'm not going to be doing all the talking. But I just wanted to welcome all of you here today. Thank you so much. Those who are on for the first time, can you just write that in the chat? We want to say a special hello to you all. Those who have been on, say hello. Good morning to you. Say hello. I want to know who's here today. Who's here? I'd like to thank my friends who are signed on, who were ready this morning. They were there. Okay. So I want to say hello to, shout out to Miss Danielle and Missy Taya and Pat Gittens this morning. I just want to say hello and thank you so much. Let me know that you're out there, and we will go ahead and proceed. All right, Miss Griffith.
Yes.
Who else is out there?
Danielle, Ataya, Glamour Queen Raya. There were some people in the background, but they didn't announce themselves.
Hello to all you shy ones in the background.
Yes.
I see you. I know you're there. Thank you so much for signing on this morning. Okay, we're gonna get right into it. We want to talk about healthy romantic relations. Okay, one of the uh, things that we've been talking about is the importance of uh, certain things that you absolutely must have in order to even be in a relationship, period. Okay, because sometimes, especially with or we see someone that we might be interested in, we might have an exchange with them, we might even kind of let them know that we're interested in them, that we like them, we're attracted to them. Uh, they may respond, but we're not sure if they like us in the same way or they're attracted to us in the same way. And so you have to, there's certain things that you need in order to even be in a relationship. For one thing, there needs to be a mutual agreement that you have a relationship. So the person has to agree that, yes, I know you, I know of you. Okay, when you communicate with me, I communicate back with you. So that needs to be established first, that there is a connection. Number one. That number two, there needs to be an agreement that I want to continue to interact with you. I want you to continue to interact with me. Um, you sometimes you have people that you see every day, same time during the day. You might see them on the train or on the bus, what have you, because you see them every day and you ride the train or the bus the same time every day. You're familiar with them. They're a familiar face, but do you have a relationship with them? No, not necessarily. They're a familiar face. You might even say hello. They might say hello back, but there's not a relationship there. That's an acquaintance. That's not a relationship. Okay, you two did not agree that you're going to interact on a regular basis. Okay, um, so the second thing, besides agreeing that you're going to interact, is setting the terms of the relationship, meaning setting what is the nature of our relationship going to be. Okay, those two people that see each other on the train every single day, they catch the 8:50 train every single day, they say hello to each other uh, every day, but they have to set the terms of the relationship. Okay, I know you, you know me, because we catch the train every day. But what is the nature of our relationship? Are we friends? Yes, we are traveling buddies. That's as far as we want to go. Okay. Um, so you have to set the terms of the relationship. What kind of relationship you want to have? If it's going to be a thing of, well, we'll be friends. We'll be traveling friends every morning at 8:50. I see you, you see me. We say hello to each other. Then we get off the train, go our separate ways. That's all. That's as far as the interaction will go. That is the nature of that relationship. But if you decide that you want to be more than traveling buddies, that has to be established. You have to communicate that to each other. Okay. Um, I see you on the train every single day, 8:50. I'd like to talk with you further. Maybe we can talk at a different time. here's my number, you exchange numbers. Then that takes that traveling buddy relationship to a different level. And so in relationships, you have to constantly define the nature of the relationship. When you are defining the nature of the relationship, that definition, that uh define, yeah, that definition will uh include boundaries. Okay. Me and you are friends. We're friends on the train. I gave you my number, you gave me your number, but that's it. We're friends on the train. That's it. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. We're not even co-workers. We're just people that you're someone that I met on the train. Okay. Defining the nature of the relationship. When you're defining that, both people have to agree. Okay. Otherwise, you can find yourself in a relationship where you think you having a relationship, but that other person is like, I don't even know her. Like, I don't understand why she's acting this way because I don't even know her. So it's important to define the nature of the relationship. Set your boundaries. Okay. Boundaries are important because that helps you figure out, okay, how often we can interact, how deeply we can interact. Okay, I gave you my number. That means that you can call me on the phone and you can text me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can come over to my house, or that you can meet me at my job. You can call me on the phone, text me, but the boundaries. Make sure that you set your boundaries and that you both agree on the boundaries so that no one steps outside of the boundaries and acts inappropriately. Okay, so that's agree to be in a relationship. Again, discussing the nature of the relationship, setting the terms of the relationship. And while you're setting the terms of that relationship, you are including boundaries, what you can and cannot do, so that we know how to act. And then the last thing is the commitment. Making sure, the commitment to a relationship. Okay, yes, we did agree that we were going to call each other and text each other and we'll see each other on the train, but that's it. Or you might have a disagreement and, all of a sudden I decide, you know what, I don't think I want to continue to be in this friendship or this travel buddy arrangement. Okay, so commitment is important. When you are committed to the relationship, that means that you're in it for the duration, for the long haul. Okay, so you have to be committed to the relationship. You don't really have a relationship with another person if they are so quick to leave the relationship, or they don't want to do anything to cause the relationship to grow further or go forward. They just want it right where it is. They put in the boundary on it. Okay, so those couple of things you need for a relationship. You need to be able to agree that you want to interact with that person. You need to be able to set the terms of the relationship, expressing the nature of the relationship. We're going to be friends, we're going to be lovers, we're going to be acquaintances, what have you. And then set the boundaries in those terms so that you know how often you're going to interact and with the ways you're going to interact. And then lastly, the commitment. Okay, you have to state, both parties have to state the commitment. All right, I'm in this for the long haul. Yes, I want you to be my friend. This is what kind of friend I'd like you to be. I'd like us to be friends for a long time. not a short time, things of that nature. So that commitment is very, very important. And then once you have those things in place, then you can work on the other things that are needed in having a relationship and causing a relationship to grow. Those who were here yesterday, we we talked about the 3 C's: communication, very, very key; compromise, and commitment. Those 3 things are very key for any relationship, but especially for the romantic relationship. Okay, so I know I went through that plenty fast. Are there any questions about what I said so far? Are there any questions, comments?
Yeah,
If you have a question, even on anything, what's your question?
comment. Danielle Caesar says she thinks it's gonna be very hard for someone to find someone in this pandemic. It's gonna take a miracle. You hear what I said?
Okay, I can barely hear you.
It's low.
Yeah, say the question again, and I need you to speak louder because your mic is low.
Danielle says she thinks it's gonna be hard to find someone in this pandemic. They're gonna take some miracle. You hear me?
N-
I told you.
No, I hear something like something is moving or fumbling.
I Danielle said she thinks it's gonna be hard to find someone in this pandemic. It's gonna take a miracle. Did you hear me?
Okay, she said that it's hard with this pandemic.
Yeah, you're not gonna find someone. It's gonna take some miracle.
Uh, It's hard during the pandemic, and then it takes a miracle. She thinks it's gonna take a miracle. Okay,
To find
okay. What I say is that miracles do happen. Okay, um, but yeah, miracles do happen. But yes, I think that people can and will um, continue to interact with each other, even in a romantic way. Yes, the pandemic poses its challenges, but that's life. And I think that there are things that people do and will come up with to help them steer around those challenges. But yeah, the pandemic definitely poses a huge challenge, and social distancing and things of that nature do pose a huge challenge. But like I said, God does miracles, number one. Number two, human nature, we are built in such a way that we can come up with ways to get around all of those challenges. God created relationship, okay? He created fellowship. God loves fellowship and relationships. God has a relationship with each and every one of us. And he causes us to have relationships with each other. And so, yes, even in a pandemic, we still have our relations. Okay. So, but thank you for your comment and everything.
Yeah, take a positive spin on it. Take that. That means you take the time to get to know that person by phone, verbally, like she said, distance wise, before you do anything physically. It gave you time to really get to know that person. And if he's in it for the long haul, then he would have that time for you to keep the talks and the different things, and you'll be sharing a story that how y'all met in the long haul through the crisis of this
Right.
academic.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So yeah, I agree with you. The pandemic, you know, even though it has its challenges, it does add to and enriches the nature of your experiences with the other person, and forces you to really take extra time out to get to know that person. That's a good point. um did I answer your did you have a question, Miss Danielle, or a comment? I can hear you much better now, Miss Griffith.
Your comment. He has
Are
another
there
comment.
any more questions?
Another comment. She said it's so true. Defining the nature of relationship and setting boundaries save you from getting hurt and embarrassed. Did you hear that?
Something with the crisis.
Uh, Miss Love, Danielle
I can
said,
hear now where you are right now, Miss Griffith. I can hear you well. If you could just wherever you're holding your mouth, that the mic is picking you up very well right there. When you said Miss Love,
she said, Danielle said it's so true. Defining the nature of relationship and setting boundaries saves you from getting hurt and embarrassed.
oh, okay. It's hard to um set the boundaries and define the terms of the relationship. Okay, without getting embarrassed, you said.
Yes,
Okay,
setting boundaries saves you from getting hurt,
right.
yes, and embarrassed.
Okay, okay. Yes. Um, Setting boundaries, they're very important because yes, the boundaries do protect you from getting hurt, getting embarrassed. Also, boundaries help both people understand and respect each other, because when you set a boundary, that other person, if they want to be in a relationship with you, they have to respect that boundary. When you set the terms of the relationship, that person also comes with terms that they'd like to put into the relationship, and the two of you will have to come to an agreement in those terms, so that both of you are in the relationship and it works for both of you, not just one-sided. That's that compromise thing. Both of you should come with terms and boundaries, and both of you should be able to respect and adhere to those terms and those boundaries. The the trick about it is actually listening. When you're communicating, communication is two ways. It's not just one person communicating to the other. It's both people communicating with each other, and along with communicating, speaking, you got to listen, you got to hear. That's why God gave us only one mouth, but two ears, okay? Because it's important that we listen more, and then speak, okay? Because if we listen more to what the other person is saying when they're saying it, and they listen to us, then we would have less confusion, less disagreement, um, less hurt even, because you're coming into the relationship understanding certain things about the other person, and you're making sure that the other person understands certain things about you. So now some of that can be tough, really at the beginning, because if everyone is being honest, sometimes the other person may not feel the same way about you as you feel about them, and that might be extremely disappointing, even hurtful. But it's hurtful who's hurting who, really. We get into different relationships, especially when we see someone that we're attracted to. We get all excited and we just hope for all good things, all good things. We hope that, he likes us as much as we like him, and all of this. We hope that he even notices us and everything. We hope these things, but the reality is that person may not feel the same way about you. That person may not be attracted to you. That person may not even know you're alive. Okay. And that's life. That very well happens. But the key is, you want to try to set those boundaries and define the nature of the relationship. Try to do that soon, and be clear, be cautious, because you still have to hear the other person and with your two eyes observe, because it might not even be what you think it is, the nature of the relationship. So be cautious, but be aware and be clear, so that before you really start investing your feelings, your emotions into the relationship, you need to understand what the terms of the relationship is first. Otherwise, yes, you can come out very hurt, very disappointed, to say the least. Did I answer your question?
I think you did, Miss Love. Danielle, if you're still here, did Miss Love answer your question? Just Teresa is here. She have a comment. She said,
Hi, Just Teresa. Hello. Go ahead.
She said times have really changed. Where are the days of a man just walking up and holding conversation? That's why online dating is a $1 billion business, especially now during this time. Did you hear me?
Uh, I heard some of it. That the times have changed,
Yes.
and rare
Are the days of a man just walking up and holding a conversation. That's why online dating is a $1 billion business now
yes,
during this time.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Uh, she said that can uh, the times have changed, and it's very it's very rare that you meet a man just walking up to you and then starting a conversation, to get to know you. She said that's why the internet dating is so popular. It's $1 million business. That is true. You want to speak on that?
Well,
How do you find
I
men?
find even though to me internet dating can go either way. I don't mostly like that. I'd rather for someone or see what I want and go for it, because sometimes you can, that's like going to a speakeasy, a disco, and that telling the person when you shaking and carrying and going on, he reading you the wrong way about what he see. You at a disco, you just dancing, and he might put a label on you, um, that you're not gonna be the one for him, being that
Wife
the
material.
wife material, because you out there shaking what you got. Um, that can go both ways. I'd rather meet the person in person, because sometimes when they advertise um,
Internet.
the single internet, what you see, a male see, is where the woman's on the internet and she's dressing and she's acting and doing these sexy moves, like if she's doing a strip or something, and that's when they advertise on TV. So to keep that out of his mind, I'd rather see the real person, how to act. There's no acting in that, and you get to meet that. You just have to give yourself time, and he'll come to you. Like I said, I had to go fishing for my wife because everybody else kept throwing the wrong fish into the sea, and I was catching. I just wanted to catch her, and you get that. You're gonna get that whether you meet them on the internet or whether you meet them in person. The idea is what you want in that relationship, and hopefully you can have someone with you and that you got in your head to that this will work with me. What
On
where
the same page.
all on the same page as you. I want someone religious as I do. I want someone that don't smoke cigarettes, do drugs, and all of that. You got your listing down, and you want that same person, your other half, to have the same listing that you have or close to that.
Okay.
So that way both of y'all can communicate better what your dislikes and what you like.
And also to piggyback on that, basically be yourself. It's very important that you represent who you are, be it on the internet or in person, because a lot of times on internet dating sites, people misrepresent themselves. They might, put up a nice picture. They might even type in their profile that they like this and they do that, and they, might fudge on their, what their occupation is. They might exaggerate a bit, on those things. On the internet, it is, it's more convenient to try to find somebody on the internet, but you still have to look out for things like misrepresentation. You have to look out for people saying or putting forth what they think you want to hear and what they think you want to see, as opposed to putting forth who they really are and saying what they really mean. So the internet can be tricky in that sense, and you have to be careful and guarded about those things. But just like in person, people face to face misrepresent themselves also, lie about who they really are and what they're really about. But that can happen anywhere. But like Kenneth said, where you choose to connect, the environment, the setting where you choose to connect with the other person also kind of colors the nature of the relationship. Like he was saying, if a man finds you at the club and you're out there dancing, and you might be dancing, because that's your favorite song, and you do your dance the way you do your dance. Being that he sees you and you're at the club, depending on how you dressed and all of that, he might have a certain mindset about who you are based on what you have on and where he met you. That's what I believe Kenneth was talking about. And so if he met you at the club, he might have gone to the club, not necessarily going there to look for his lifelong partner, but he might have gone to the club to, have somebody that he can spend some time with and have fun with. Nothing long-term, long-lasting. So that the commitment level might be different there, because he met you at the club. Whereas if he might have met you, at a restaurant, let's say, and you just happen to be there eating, and he saw you with some friends or what have you, and he was interested and came over and started talking to you. The setting is different. You know, he came to that restaurant maybe to eat, maybe not necessarily coming there to look for someone to have a relationship with. It might have just happened. A lot of times, find someone when you're not looking, you know, they just kind of cross paths with you, you know, and so that might be that also is something to think about when you are engaging on the internet. There are a lot of internet sites. You really have to sift through and decide which site you want to get on if you are looking in that direction. And again, the nature of the site, the internet site, dating site, is just like, you know, going into, you know, meeting someone at the club. Because you're at the club, you have certain preconceived notions about, you know, meeting someone at the club. Whereas, and same thing with internet dating sites. There are quote unquote hook up sites where people go on those dating sites simply to hook up, not have a long lasting relationship. They just want someone that they are attracted to spend some time with them, to scratch that sexual urge itch, and then that's it. That's sorry, baby. That's the end of the relationship, or that's the boundary. So you wouldn't necessarily go to a hookup internet site to find a lifelong partner. You go to a hookup site to hook up, and that's it. You know, so you have to look at those different internet sites, see what they are designed to do, what they're there for, because people come on those sites and interact on those sites for those reasons. Okay.
And
so
it can work for some people. Like it's like you saying, it's the same thing as passing a number, and you talking and your conversation by phone all the time. When I met my wife, we used to talk every day, all day, and until I hear someone snoring on the other end, and then it'll be her, and that's all good, and it's still the conversation is still that's fresh after 11 years together, 9 years marriage. That's well due. But if the conversation is after you meet that person out for the first time from the internet. Say, for instance, you was talking by internet for 6 months, and then you finally met that person, and that person living up to that expectation that you thought he was on that internet at the time. Is living the real him at that time and for the rest of the time, you know, because when I met
be consistent.
my wife and pursuing her, I remember when Valentine's Day came up, and I had two dozens of balloons, heart-shaped balloon with a big balloon, I love you, on in the middle, and continue doing that each and every time, not just because I did that and gave it to her and this and that was it. Men have to keep stepping up their game. That's
Women
life.
too. You have
And
to be
the women
consistent.
too.
Yeah,
And
in the relationship.
I got this person and I can let my head down. I don't have to be the person that I was. I can get loose and gain 40 pounds and just like that. And you got to get a person used to when he used to receiving. You want to keep receiving that good. And even if the person gained that, it doesn't make a difference. He got to know, I got to know her, and her likes and what she wants and what we both want at the same time. But you couldn't meet someone on the internet.
Yeah.
But you got to just give that time
That,
to get to know that person, and then when that person in person, you seeing is he's lying to you. Just keep the notes in your mind.
Right. Observe.
Observe.
Yeah. See if look for the consistency. Look for the truth. Okay, because they might have said, oh well, on the internet they might have said that they were that they earn $1 million a year, and then when you meet them in person, you find out that they don't earn that, but that's what they put on the internet, you know.
Or and this is go for the ones that's not real on the internet. You get to talk to people on the internet, and I have a friend that swear up and down, yeah, he's gonna meet him. When he finally met her, it was a man.
Well,
so the same thing with the woman.
Yeah.
You might walk into something that, you know, but like I said, keep the conversation going, because that's the basic.
That's the way you get to know the person.
You get to know that person, and then when you see it in person, you get to see and judge for yourself.
Right. You get to see if their words line up with their actions. When you don't see that, when you don't see consistency in that, that is a red flag. Because when people are not consistent, they're not, you know, reliable, it makes it hard for you to trust them. And you need trust in a relationship. Okay. Did we answer your question, your comment, Just Teresa? Thank you for your question. I know we said a lot.
Miss Love, Daniel, okay. From a man perspective, how do you recommend a female interact with a male without her feelings as if she's making the first move? This is for Mr. Love.
Okay.
Yeah,
from a man's perspective, how do you think or suggest a female interact with a man that she might be interested in? From a man perspective.
Just
nice question.
Take your time. You got to go slower when he's trying to speed up faster. See what attracted him to you. Like when I went for my wife, it was like the Lord sent me. It's like a cloud over her, and the interesting was the conversations that we was having, the likes and dislikes, and not bringing exes into your relationship. And I enjoyed that. The conversations wasn't about, because some women you can throw you a hook shot in the stomach by saying, well, my ex didn't do this and that, and comparing you the difference and to the ex. You can't. That's the worstest thing you can do in any relationship, comparing your ex to your current, if you want him to make him your future.
Right. Okay. Also, I talked to speak about what are men looking for? What
I wanted,
what are men looking for?
The men looking for somebody that's true, and it's hard to find. Some men are scared to trust again, you know, and to be hurt. Either they was hurt in a relationship, or they was the hurter. Some men ain't ready for a relationship. They're just out there to be out there. They seem like they're ready, but they're not. But you have to know the difference. That's what I mean by take your time and have the conversations with him. Because if he's not really there for you, then all the conversations in the world is not going to help make him change his mind on what he's really go. You're going to see the real him. The Lord going to show you him, the fake ones. But just keep in mind that in every man is not the same. You know, because if I would have thought that back in the day, I would have treated every woman, and when I got hurt, and treat them all the same and label every woman the same. I'm gonna treat them just like that and start going down the road. But when you was raised, I was raised from my mother. She's been married 24 years from my father, and I'm the youngest from 5. And I felt that they had him. My father. My father left when I was 10, and I remember him carrying the TV out the door when he was leaving. And what I'm saying, even those 25 years, it's what you're going to endorse and what you're going to take. And my mother didn't take, and my aunt, they didn't take no abuse and none of that from because I remember my uncles when they would get high and they would fight. My mother didn't play, and my aunt didn't play. Both of them had them switchblade knives, and my uncles and father knew I can't do this, so he had to go. You want to play, you play outside, and that's where he went. But getting back to the point, what a man, when he's ready, he already know what he wants, and he knows how to pursue. You know, you just got to know the difference. If he's pursuing you, that's what I mean by take your time, conversation wise, and everything, and get to know that person, and everything else become clear.
Now, I want to ask Ken a question. Now, you said when a man is ready,
right,
he will pursue. Ready for a
real relationship.
Now, are there times when men pursue women without wanting a relationship?
Right. Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Because some feel it's a knot under their belt. Some feel that they're looking at their friends, they got to prove something to someone, and some of them are just scared. They don't know how to approach a woman, and to be real, a lot of them don't know how the conversations. I remember coming up when I was a teenager, I used to talk for my friends, and then the girl would say, "Well, how come he ain't saying all of this?" And through the conversation, he say this and that, but when I gave him my number, he's not saying what you said he's saying, and he was scared. And just through that conversation, the way his house setting was, and I look at the background on his house setting, and I said, that's why. But today he's learning and living another life. It's just like if somebody you have to live and lead as an example. It's just like an ex-addict knowing where not to step. If you stepped in crap and you're going to keep stepping in it, and you didn't learn anything out from your first, second, and third, you don't have to bring it into the relationship. You have to observe and say, well, I've seen this role before. And just do better, knowing that role and knowing what you're not going to accept and what you're going to accept. Because some people in a relationship just to say they're in a relationship, and it goes for women too. Because our friend, oh, he's cute. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. No, you have to see what you see the value in that person.
Right. What's valuable to you?
Right.
Thank you for answering my question, boo. Did he answer your question?
I think he did. Miss Love, just Teresa says she have over 5 friends who are married from the internet dating, and they have great conversations before meeting in person. We just gotta get to know each other first.
That's great. That's great. And I mean, I don't knock internet dating. I think internet dating is very convenient, and it works for those who are willing to really put in the work to make it work. I think you can find or come across someone that your life partner. I think that can happen anywhere, on the internet, off the internet, on your way to the store. I don't think that there's specific places only that you have to go to meet someone. I think that you can meet someone anywhere. I met my husband. I didn't know he was gonna be my husband, but I met him at a reception at one of my friend's wedding. And when I came to the wedding reception, I wasn't thinking about trying to look for somebody or get in a relationship. My head wasn't even there. Wasn't even thinking about it. Was far from it. And it was the opposite, as a matter of fact. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship with anybody. And I was there at the reception. I was dancing and I was teaching line dance at the time. I was teaching the Cupid Shuffle, as a matter of fact, to be specific. I was there at the party. It was my job to, when they play those different songs, I would call out the steps and help everyone so that they could learn the dances, and we would have fun learning the dances. That was my job. I came there, to that reception. I mean, it was my good friend getting married, but that was one of the things that I wanted to do at that reception. And so that's all I was there to do. I wasn't trying to look for anybody or anything. This gentleman next to me, he wanted to learn the Cupid Shuffle. And so when everyone was on the dance floor and I was calling out the steps, he was further away, and he really wanted to get the steps down. So he came and he was doing the dance right next to me so that he can hear the steps called out and all that kind of stuff. And we danced after that song was over, and we continued to dance together, and we just danced. And then when the reception was over, I left to go home, and he went his way. I didn't even ask him his name. I didn't even really have a conversation. We just danced, and then we left. And I wound up meeting him again of the next year, actually, after that. Then we had conversation and stuff.
It goes to tell you that the Lord has jokes.
Yes, he got jokes.
When I met her dancing, I was supposed to have been the best man, and she's supposed to have been the maid of honor.
Right.
And then he waited to the last week to tell me he just wanted me to take pictures.
So, yeah.
But and why I wanted to learn those dances, it was for my wedding, a different event. And the Lord has jokes because takes 5 hours to fly from New York to California. And that's what I was there to learn that dance, to bring it to California for another marriage. And that lasted like less than 6 weeks because that person wasn't true. And on a 5-hour back, the picture I took from her and her 3 friends, she was in the middle. That was the picture that stayed in my mind. And the Lord showed me that picture on the way home. And that was funny because then I started pursuing. He was telling me, I went out there for thinking I'm going out there for a match, but I went out there to save my stepdaughter because she needed a father figure. And sometimes the Lord will put you in a place that you don't know at the time why you're there, but you know afterwards. So when I came back to New York, I knew I had to pursue her. This was the woman, and I said, the Lord got jokes. He sent me all the way to California for one thing, and on the way back, I started pursuing, and he showed me my wife in this picture.
Oh, let's see. At the time, you know, we had met each other several months before that, and both of our minds were in two different places. And then, you know, the Lord brought an image of me back to his mind, but I still was going on living my life, you know. But that just goes to show that, you know, you can meet people anywhere. But
Right.
I think it's great that, you know, your friends were able to find love on the internet and do really, really well. But that's not the case for everybody, but those that do, you know, that's
Amen.
awesome. That's
Right.
awesome. And, you know, I think that some of those people need to also, you know, come on the show and give tips on successful internet dating,
Exactly.
because it's a lot of non-success on internet dating, but there are a lot of people who are successful internet daters. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I plan on having a panel with a couple of them on, so hopefully they'll come up and speak, you know.
Yes, that's
Hi,
right.
everybody.
That's right.
Hi,
How you
Katie.
doing, Justin Reza?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. You just popped in there. All right.
Hi, Katie Moore. I see Katie Moore in the chat. Hello, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
She's gonna give her tips or techniques.
All right, now let's go.
I've been off the market for a very long time, so I don't know how many tips and tricks I got that works now. You know what I mean? But I've been married 10 years this month. 10 years this month.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And we've been together 18 years in total.
Wow.
So yeah. So the key to that to me is you're gonna have your ups and downs in any marriage, any relationship. You have to find out each other's trigger to make your marriage or relationship work. Like I started learning what my husband's triggers were early on, before we were even married. There used to be stuff that I said that set him off. There would be stuff that he said that set me off. So we was arguing like cats and dogs. But one thing we knew, we were never going to leave each other. We just had to figure it out. You know what I mean? You can't just run every time something's wrong. Unless somebody's beating you upside your head, then you need to run. You know what I mean? But typically, I just had to learn his trigger. Like certain words I didn't know early on that I said really bothered him. Later on, I found that out. So now I never say it. He never says my triggers. So we barely argue now. In a month, we might argue one time. We used to argue 10 times an hour in the beginning. So we have came a long way. And you have to grow and respect each other and communicate. That's ways to keep your marriage. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just think to meet people nowadays is going to be hard because you can't even go outside. So online dating is really relevant, and you have control over what you're doing. If you're talking to the boy and after a month you still haven't video called him, then you know to abort. Something's wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? You got freak boys in person. You can do that and you'll be wasting time in person. I think online is more controlled. You have control of what you're going to accept and what you're going to deal with. And you just got to hit in the call. Like you don't even have to continue. I just think nowadays there's not a lot of other options because we're not all gathering in restaurants and, there's just no way to meet anybody. And so you got to start somewhere. That's all I'm saying. You got to be safe in person, but you also got to be safe online,
Right.
True.
When I met my husband, I met him through my sister. And so we talked on the phone for about 4 weeks. And then I finally met him. I didn't let him in my house to a whole nother 2 months. We sat in the car till 4 in the morning every day, talking till 4 a.m. But he wasn't allowed in my house because I had kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So the whole cookie was off the table. Nobody gets this cookie, honey. You gotta sit in this car.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. That's right.
Amen.
And if he was here right now, he would be making jokes about that because he hated that damn car. You know what I mean? But we got to know each other personally. And to me, that's what online dating is. You get to know each other without all
Right.
the other stuff. You can just hit delete on his ass. Like, delete, he's not the right one. You know what I mean? It's just easier to me.
Right.
I haven't done it, obviously, but I'm saying for the people I've seen that succeeded, they went through a lot of bad online dating. They just deleted, what you call it, swipe left, and kept it moving. No feelings are really like that. You know?
Right. Right.
So that's kind of my point. People have to be open to different ways of dating because we're not all trying to be up in each other's face during COVID.
That's true. That's true. And because of the pandemic, someone made that comment early in the conversation that because of the pandemic situation, it does cause, present different challenges, but it doesn't totally cut off the possibility of meeting someone. You just got to come up with different and ingenious ways to make that happen and everything. You have any suggestions in terms of how to, if you were dating during this pandemic?
Well, you can look at it 2 ways. Online, like you were saying, it's the same thing. If you wasn't online, you met someone in the street, and you can laugh at that can be your laughter after you got to know that person because you bet the person has a mask on, and then you can see and you judge it from the eyes, and you looking into the other person's eyes, and after a while that person might give you a quick look, and that'll be like a conversation you will have down the road on how you met that person through this crisis. And like you say, you have to be careful, and it's the same thing if when you on the internet and you're doing the internet thing, getting to know that person, but it's going to be that time that you have to meet that person in person. Right. So through that, and the academic is still here. So now unless you're going to stay online until this crisis and they find some kind of miracle drug and to end this and then meet them, then that's
that's up to you.
Well, that's an option. That's an option.
Right? Yeah.
People could do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, personally, I wouldn't suggest that. I mean, like I said, when you can meet someone anywhere, at any time, even in this pandemic, you can meet someone. You can be attracted to someone's mask or their eyes. I mean, like interactions are still happening. Connections are still being made, even behind masks, And so I think that, to keep your options open and just be aware that this does happen. It can happen. And for a lot of us, it will happen where you can find love even in a pandemic.
Yes, you can. You can find it in the grocery store,
Right, exactly. Like, I mean, no, we don't gather in the restaurants anymore like that, but we still got to go to the supermarket. We still got to go to different places because we got to go there. They got supplies there and things. At the store, at the neighborhood store, you might find someone because that's a place where people gather. I mean, they still social distance, but you might, your eye might catch or set on someone that you see at the supermarket, at the grocery store, walking down the street, going on the train. You still will come across people. You still will have those encounters. It's just in a different way, at a different place. And I just think that, you just have to be creative in terms of, seeing if, is this someone that I want to continue to interact with or not? And also that communication, again, as we stated at the beginning of the program, that communication is key, because that communication is the way that you get to know the person. You get to see, what they're about. And that communication is, again, how you express yourself and get it across to that other person. So I think that, I think internet dating is a great way of meeting people. But
there's other options.
There's other options. That's right. And just, I would say to everybody, keep all your options open. Keep all your options open. Because
I would like to say to our gracious host who got me out of my bed this morning, I would like to say to Miss Cece, okay, because over here it's only like 8:30 in the morning. So she put in the little look. So she put in the chat that she wanted me to come on. I was totally in the bed, kicked back like this, no rhyme or reason, hair on the top of my head. Let me tell you, So then, see, I don't know if y'all seen all of this going on in the chat, but then I told her, I tried to hit her with, well, I'm not dressed. It's only 7 in the morning over here. She hit me with, okay, you can get dressed. We'll wait. So
basically. I mean, I appreciate that you came on with your morning glory look, okay? Your morning glory, all right? That's something else. Because you look this good in your morning glory. Just imagine what you look like later on in the day. All right now.
Well, my thing is, she shouldn't be able to get away with not being able to talk. So we're gonna need to hear. If I'm up, I need to hear Miss Cece's story. Is she single? Now. Is she married? What she needs to talk on her panel, because I'm up now. Now I'm wide awoke.
Okay, now you are. Okay, all right.
And she easing herself out the camera. Look at her easing herself out the camera.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. Come on.
If a man date a lady for 7 years, when should he pop the question, and why it takes some men so long to pop the question?
Oh, I had this problem with my husband. I had that problem with my husband.
7 years. When should he pop the question, and why?
I can tell you what happened with what he told me. Okay, I tried to tell my husband, because like I said, we only been married 10 years, but we've been together 18 years. So 8 of those years we weren't married. Two of them you got to take away, because I was waiting for my first granddaughter to be born to be in our wedding. So technically 5 years before he popped the question, technically. So I said to him after 3 years, I was like, okay, first of all, I know I'm wife material. What are we doing? What's taking you so long? And he said to me, you can never tell me when to ask you to marry me.
Wow.
He shut it all the way down, baby. When I tell you he shut it down, he shut it all the way down. And then I tried the whole, okay, I get that, but how I can wait as long as I want to wait. I don't gotta wait forever. You know what I mean? And some kind of way we ended up, I left him alone, and the next year I knew, like another year or two later, he asked me on his own terms at his own time. he wasn't ready when I was ready.
Wow.
So you gotta let them be ready, or it just won't work. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
depending on how
Well,
much you like the person, if you want to bail or not. You know what I mean? But I know he was too good for me to just bail out. So I stayed and we hung in there.
Okay.
Great.
yeah, but that yeah, and that was a blessing. Sometimes that can, for that's like sapping in the cookies and
Yeah,
take that long to, and then sometimes you get tired of the same bunch of cookies that you're getting, and for a man,
right.
he might turn around. For mine to take that long, I knew from the start when I got back and stopped pursuing that that she was the one, and that
Right.
it's what the Lord had to place me in her life, and well as she was placed in mine
Mm-hmm.
behind what happened, and the same thing with what happened in her ex relationship that she had. So
Right.
and so we was ready, and it's the timing, and you'll know the timing to
It's timing.
when the person is ready or not,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
both of us was ready. But I always wanted. I asked for. I prayed for the Lord. If you send me one true person, and that's a keeper, I would treasure her for the rest of my life, and
Right.
that's what I wanted. And she wanted the same thing.
Yeah. And so,
Right.
but
Well, I asked him later after we were married. I asked him why did it take him so long, 5 years, and he
Mm,
said it wasn't about me. He wasn't where he wanted to be financially. He had issues with his baby's mother back in Louisiana. He was in my state of Massachusetts. He had stuff going on back home that I had no
right.
idea about. He wasn't where he wanted to be financially. He wasn't there mentally because he's dealing with a lot of crap with the ex. So I wasn't looking at it like that. I was just looking at it, well, what's going on with me and you, when he needed to get him right. Once I realized that that's what
Right.
was happening, I just left him alone. So when he came into it, he was ready and he was whole. You know what I mean?
right.
Amen. Yes. Yes.
So, and I'm
Yes. Because
glad
he can read.
I'm glad I backed off and gave him the space.
Right. And that was excellent
That's a good thing to do.
because that
Yeah.
was his time that he needed for himself, even though you didn't
Yes.
know. you know.
Right.
And like I said, I had on my way back home on that flight, I had got rid of that baggage that I got myself into, and got it unknown through her daughter flying me back out there to get one.
Mm.
And so I was
Wow.
very clear, who was on my side. And today she met my wife. We are friends. There's no bridges burnt, but it meant to happen. She just wasn't real and wasn't ready herself in a marriage.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it works out. See, like I said, the Lord got jokes. He flew me back home, and the picture came up, and I did the pursuing, and
Rest is history.
the rest is history.
Now
I,
you going on 10 years. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
yeah, I wanted to chime in on that comment about what takes some men so long. I know that you're like you said, and like Kenneth said, you got to be ready. When you're entering in a relationship, that's why it's important to define the nature of the relationship, set the terms,
Yes.
because you could be in a relationship where it's all about just having fun, just spending time together. It's not about, or it really wasn't about, okay, me looking at you in a long-term situation, or you being my partner for life. I just wanted
Right.
somebody to be with me at that moment. A lot of people enter into those kinds of relationships, okay? And if you set the terms and you're honest with yourself and the other person, then there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of hurt, because you're entering into the relationship knowing what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem comes in when you enter in a relationship not understanding what the terms are, and
Yeah.
you then technically you're not on the same page, so you're not moving forward in the same direction. And so
Right.
it's
Right.
important that up front, let them know, okay, or he, ladies, ask the question, because a lot of times men aren't as verbal as we are,
Right.
but you can ask the question so that he can respond and he can let you know what's on
Yeah.
his mind, what's his intention,
Right.
what does he really want, so that you both be on the same page, so you don't sit there and be waiting and you're ready or you think you're ready and he's not. What's going on? Are you with somebody else? Are you still making up your mind? Those kind of things. That's how you wind up in a relationship for years, and then you ask the question and then you realize, you know what, this is not working. This is not working
Right.
for me,
Right.
or this is not working for the both of us, and you have to make that decision to part ways. But
Absolutely, you do. Yep.
it's important. It's important that you have to keep defining and redefining the nature of the relationship. You have to do that often. You have to do that on a regular. Otherwise,
Mhm.
yeah, you can find yourself wasting a
By
lot of
yourself.
time, a lot of energy, and hurt feelings happen,
Yeah.
because of that. So you have to be upfront with it and be honest and hear the other person's point of view as well, and then that way that can
Well,
stop all of that.
I
Or
think too.
she
Go
or
ahead.
he could be scared um to pop that question. Everything was working perfect for all those years, but if I get married, things might change. And sometimes you got men that think that way. This as well as a woman might think that way. But if I marry her now, I've been with her for
Right.
7 years. If I get married, she might change, and things won't be the same. See, it's having that faith of in that relationship that's not going to change. And sometimes that goes to again where how that person was raised, or with how that what that person see as he or she was coming up, and that can affect the relationship on that terms. Where mom and dad was tight for 20 years, but I seen this and that of my father
After they got
after
married.
they got married, or
Right.
the
Right.
changing. And I just want to just say that it's into the individual, but the other thing is, and this is thrown out just to the men, too. If you in any relationship, marriage, not married, you're getting in a relationship with lover, and your downfall, if you ever gotta hit your woman, you would start crazy, and that's a definite no-no.
Yeah.
Right.
Because once they hit you, that's a sign.
Right.
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 Because you're going to continue.
Love don't have to hurt.
How,
No
No, it shouldn't
physical.
hurt at all.
how can you love someone, hit them, wake up the next morning and look in their face?
Right. And they do it
Right.
though. Men do it. They do it.
Right.
You know.
And,
But I think
And
women
some men,
also have to know.
women too,
women too.
and you got to say some women.
Right.
See, because when you just start saying men do it, then you labeling all men.
Yeah.
You got we have to come, and the women have to understand that every man is not the same. Just like I had to know every woman is not the same. I had my exes cheated up and down, gave it 3 shots.
Right.
And find out in the last time, and the Lord told me every pay phone at the time, and I'm talking in the 70s, every pay phone had someone on it. And I wanted to call my mother, but the Lord showed me go up the block. And when I went up the block, that's who I seen. My wife cheating, dude. My child was maybe like 7 months old, and I just walked by him, went to the phone, and told my mother that she has to go. 3 strikes, she was out. So I put her out. Her mother came and got her the next day. But my
Well,
point is to that is to know and then not label every woman like her. So I don't say,
right.
you know, this woman or label all women, because that would have hurt this relationship. We wouldn't have this relationship now. You
Of
know,
course.
so if I would do it that way of every woman. So that was just that woman, and that the same thing with I have friends that think they still God gifted women, but they have to. That's their loss, you know. But they know not to come with me with the crap, because then I can just tell them where to go and how, and plus seeing it that it works, and they feel it, and they want the same thing. They may not admit it at the time. Even why are you still with this person?
Right.
You know, so it goes to show you, as long as I keep working it at my relationship, and it's showing, somehow they might get smacked side of their head and wake up.
Right. But yes, but abuse of any kind should not be tolerated.
No.
No physical abuse, no verbal abuse, no emotional abuse, no financial abuse. Abuse is abuse.
Right.
Okay. If you find that in your relationship, you discover that there are abuse, there's some abuse there. Not only big abuse, but a little bit. The first time, it has to be addressed. It has to be dealt with swiftly and quickly, because it always grows and gets worse and worse, and that's not a relationship that you want to continue to be in, because neither party grows in an abusive relationship. Neither party. Okay.
Well, absolutely. Right.
Abusing. Neither one of you grow. That's not a relationship that is healthy. Okay. So please, if you discover that you're in a relationship where number one, there's a lack of respect. That's the first sign. Because if a person doesn't really respect you, they can't love you. If a person really doesn't respect you, they can easily find themselves abusing you. And you can easily find yourself being abused. Especially if you don't respect yourself, or you're, for whatever reason, tolerating disrespect from the other person. So,
and I like what you say about your husband and how he took his time to handle his business before you got married. He took care of that, so he didn't bring baggage into your relationship, and that was 100% right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I also know. I also had a friend of mine, sit in my very living room not too long ago with her man. And they've been together 7, almost 8 years, right? So she's saying to me and my husband, because they ask us for advice all the time. So she's saying to us, I can't get him to marry me. What the hell is taking so long? They have this thing going between them. This man said right there in front of us, which I know he said it to her 1,000 times, but she's not hearing him. He said, I ain't never wanted to get married. That's her thing.
Wow.
So you have to hear what the person is saying.
Exactly.
You're gonna waste 10 more years on something that's not going in the direction that you want. She's not hearing him. I literally had to shake her. Did you hear what he said? Girl, listen, bye. He's not the one for you. I said it in front of him.
Right. But that happens a lot. She heard what he said. She heard what he said. She didn't value what he said. She's valuing what she wanted over what he said. So that's why she's still in a relationship. And she know he already said he ain't gonna marry her, but she rather settle for just being in a relationship with him.
In a relationship,
right. For the sake of the relationship, not married. He already told her that, so she understands. Okay, marriage between us is off the table. So let me just
Right.
hold on to what we have.
Give me that
Right.
ride or
But as
die.
long
And
as
she's
long as I've
thinking that
known
he's
her,
going to change his mind, and that's not happening.
Yeah. She
well, as
figured
long
when
as I've known her, she wanted to get married. So why would she give up the life she wants for somebody who doesn't want that?
right.
And Danielle said, amen. If they don't respect you, they can't love you. Exactly, Danielle. She's in the chat. But, you know,
Yes.
she's giving up the life that she wants for somebody that doesn't want that. And I tried to tell her, girl, please move on. And he's
Just
looking at me like I'm crazy. We had a
She's
whole
stuck
situation happening in here.
Right.
Yeah.
She's stuck there.
see, in her mind,
She's
she can
stuck.
change him.
She thinks she can change
Yes.
his mind. She thinks that, well, if I just keep on loving on him, he's gonna grow to, want to make me his wife. He's gonna grow to
Right.
that. I'm going to change his mind. But that's not happening. That's not what's happening. That's not the reality. And
Well,
she has decided to settle. Okay,
yes,
I
she
won't
has.
be his wife, but I'll be his woman.
But
At
when
least he
I
won't
said to her,
being a husband to somebody else.
when I said to her, let him go, he's not the one for you. And I didn't say it behind his back. I'm very outspoken, very kind, but very outspoken. I'm too old to do the around the bush thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So so I said, let his ass go. Let's be real frank about what I said. I said, let his ass go. He ain't the one for you. He stood up. He stood up. Okay. And he said, Teresa, why would you tell her that? We have a good life. I said, no, you got a good life, bro. She cooks, she cleans, she rubs your little stinking back, and you don't want nothing out of her. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just sat on the couch. I mean,
That
sit down. I said,
relationship
boy,
works
sit down.
for
Sit
him.
down.
It's not working for her. It works for him
Right.
only. It's not working for her, but she can't see that. She can't
Right.
see
No.
that because she's putting his needs ahead of hers.
Or you said it, if they've been together 8 years, and I don't know how old the person you're talking about, but if he's still
45,
married
40.
to someone else.
Right. Yep. They started when they were 40. They're like 48. They're the same age.
Right. So
we're not talking
40
about
years did he marry? Well, she married someone else and not told her.
Right.
The relationship could be fine, but I'm trying to figure out the reason why he don't want to get married.
He just because the life he has with her is really good. She makes a lot of money. He don't have to really work that hard. He gets his meals. He gets everything. So that's why he wanted me to shut up, because I'm messing up his situation. You know what I mean?
Right. But
and she sat on the couch. Huh?
That's an abusive relationship. He's abusing her. Absolutely. But she's allowing it. So
yeah. So what can I do? I can't do anything.
No, you can't. Those two, that's what they into. That's the two of them have agreed and set the terms of their relationship. And the terms of their relationship is such as that, okay, I'll be your woman. Okay, you don't want me to be your wife, but I'm good enough to be your woman. That's fine with me. That's fine with you. Right. And they're happy. That's the way it is.
My husband, when me and my husband finally do our very first panel, he's never been on my YouTube page ever. So I finally talked him into it because all my followers have been asking for us to sit up there together and do this type of thing on marriage and relationships. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm hoping to have her on the panel. So maybe if she's hearing it from everybody in the chat that she needs to move on, it might help. Maybe more than just my voice. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why she's holding on. There's a reason why she's holding on. We all may not agree with her, but if you talk to her and hear her side, her vantage point, there's a reason why she's holding on. There's a reason why she's willing to sacrifice her dream of being a wife for this man. There's a reason. And I'm sure that given the opportunity, she could articulate that reason We may not agree with it, but
Right.
we still gotta respect. That's her viewpoint. That's the way she
Well,
sees it.
she told me why. She doesn't want to start all over dating at this time in the world. She doesn't want to do it.
Okay, so then she settled. She
She
settled.
settled.
And she's too
She settled.
scared. She's too afraid to, get out
Start.
there and
Yep.
try to do it all
Yep.
over again.
Yeah.
She's
She don't want to
comfortable.
start all over. Huh?
She's comfortable where she is. She's comfortable.
She is. Yeah.
And you know what? We all have to respect that. We can
Exactly.
warn.
That's why I stopped bothering her.
Right.
There are a lot of people who are comfortable in situations like that. We do marriage counseling all the time and everything here and I together. But we know of a lot of people. Sometimes people are separated from their spouse, and they've lived a whole other life separated from their spouse, where they have relationships going on with other people. They didn't take the time out to divorce the spouse, maybe for financial reasons. It was cheaper to keep or what have you, but they are separated and they are in the next relationship with the next person. They're living a wonderful life with the next person, but they could never marry that next person because they're not
Right.
divorced from the first person. Sometimes they tell the other person that, sometimes they don't. So a lot of times people are in relationships like that. They have their reasons for why they stay and why they don't
Yeah.
want to take it to the next level. It may
Well,
not
I'm not
be
going to press her. That's for sure.
right,
I'm
right,
not going to press her at all. That's her life.
right.
If that's what she wants, that's what she wants.
Exactly. And you did what you needed to do as a great friend, is
Yeah.
have the conversation. Therefore,
Yes.
the situation is right in front of their faces. They both made choices and they agreed and they're happy. Or at least
Yeah.
they say they're happy.
What did you
And
say?
are there any questions out there? Any comments?
CC, any comment? Or I think she's looking now.
Right. Yeah, I can see her.
Miss Love, you said something?
I said, are there any?
Miss Love.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up. Okay.
Well, Danielle said, when people show you who they are, you got to believe them.
Yes.
That is so true, Danielle. Thank you for that. That is true. That goes back to being able to communicate, listen, and then speak. You got to hear where people are coming from, and you got to respect that that's their point of view. That's where they are right now. And then you have to make that decision if that's something that you want to deal with or you want to, go your separate ways. Yes, that's very important. That whole communication is key. It's very, very key. Are there any men out there that have a question or comment? That's not too shy to say something.
Nope. CC, you got anything to say?
Yes. Danielle said, "Amen. If they don't respect you, they can't love you." Then
that
she
is
said,
true.
When people show themselves, believe them.
That's right.
Yes. When they show you who they are, yes.
Believe it. Right.
That's right.
Well, CC, you have any more questions for me before I go?
Any more questions for you? I need to know your tricks and your techniques.
That's right.
You want my trick on how to keep a man?
I need it for the audience.
Well, I told you my tricks. You got to respect each other. If you're in a relationship, I'm talking about, if you want to get to the next level, you have to stop acting like you're single. There's a lot of women who act like men that I see. I'm the boss. I make the money. I run this house. And they put the man down in a lot of ways. And I see it every day with a lot of my friends. I'm like, girl, sit down. You're not the man. Let this dude be a man. You're embarrassing him. You'll never get to the next level that way. You got to give men their respect. They are not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're not going to move forward with a woman who belittles them. If you try to make them seem like you're the big papa and they not nothing, they're not going to marry you. They just ain't going to say it. So women, I feel, and I get a lot of pushback from this, but I'm old school. And I feel, let my man be the man. He is the man of the house. I don't want the title. I don't want the label. He can fix everything. He can do what he wants. He can stand up to whoever he wants to stand up to. You go, baby. And I'm very independent and self-sufficient. You know what I mean? But you would never know it the way I am in this relationship because I know my place. We both cook. We both clean. But I also give him a lot of respect. And that's how you excel to the next level in your relationship. You really do need to show him that he is needed. If a man feel like he's not needed, he is not going to go to the next level with you.
That's right. You have to give him a reason to be there. If you is independent, do everything for yourself, earn your money, do all of this.
Right.
What do you need him for? You know?
What do you need him for? Right.
What do you need him for? You need to let him know why you need him, and it's okay to say that you need someone. I see that a lot today too. A lot of women, they have grown independent and they want to just want to impress everybody. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that. Yeah, but then behind closed doors, you lonely, you crying. You wondering why nobody wants me.
And for the married women to get a lot of years behind you, you can't. I have a lot of friends that are married, just like I am, but a lot of them do not have. Let's just be real frank and grown up about it, because on my channel everything is just real talk, grown up. You cannot not sleep with your husband and expect the marriage to be healthy. Period. Too many women are not having sex. You don't have to do it 5 times a day like you did when you're 20. But damn, you do got to do it 4 times a week at least. You know what I mean? Like, 3 or 2, whatever.
Well,
once a week.
and you can't use it as a weapon.
Right. Say that again.
Right.
You can't use it as a weapon. Like, how you going to train them? I'm cutting them off and thinking that's cute.
Right.
Because you don't do, somebody else in the wing is waiting to do.
Well,
wait. Hello. Yeah. So you got to step up to the plate. Women act like they can just be lazy, eat bonbons all goddamn day on the couch, not be sexy, not, get up off of your ass. Like, what are we doing? I get lazy. I find days when my husband comes in from work, he goes take a shower. I'm on the couch already. So I'm like just sitting there eating some chips. Hey, babe. And I said to myself, what are you doing? Get on up and go in there and get that man a hug. Give him a kiss. See if he need anything before he, get all unwound and comfortable. So sometimes we have to do things to keep their attention so that they don't go on the street.
Exactly.
How you met that person and what you was doing at the beginning, you still should do it through your marriage.
Even now. We always tell everybody, don't come off the honeymoon. Stay on the honeymoon. We going on 11 years together. We still on the honeymoon. Okay,
we are too. Yep.
Still on the honeymoon. Okay, because that's important. Because that's what you did to get the person. You got to keep going.
And now,
what did you say, Cece? What did she say?
I don't know.
To keep the fire in your marriage relationship burning.
Oh, you just gotta have fun with it. Like she was saying, when me and my husband met, we used to hold hands all the time. We got teased all the time because we were hand holders everywhere we go. To this day, 18 years later, everywhere we go, we hold hands. That's our thing. We used to be in the club dancing together. Now we dance here at home all the
That's
time.
right.
We're dancers. We turn on the
We
music.
are
We
too.
dancing, baby.
You
But
must know us.
That's right.
right,
You must know it.
right.
We hold hands. We spend a lot of time together. We do a lot of different things
We do
together.
too.
We work together in ministry together. We do it all together. And not only do we hold hands, but we get teased sometimes because we like to dress alike as well.
Yeah. Right.
There's a method to all of that too. You know, when we go places and people see us, you know, dressed alike, it clears up any kind of confusion in the air. So,
Yes,
for
it does.
example, you know, if my husband and I, we go someplace and there's a lot of single women there and they see him and they're like, oh, okay, you know, maybe let me make my way over there to him and see if he's interested. When they make their way over there to him and then they see me dressed in a similar outfit, there's no question. They don't have to ask, they don't have to ask, are you married? They don't even have to ask, are you available?
Right.
Because there's a reason why we wear the same clothes. Okay. And the same thing for the men. It just, you know, clears the air, you know, answers the question. No, I don't want your phone number. No, I already got a man. Thank you. You know, I'm flattered. That kind of thing. So,
well,
I mean,
let me say this.
But we like doing it anyway.
Right, it's cute. Well, let me say this to Danielle's question. To Danielle asked, what are some of the ways to keep the fire in your relationship? One of my answers to that is always the same. To keep the fire doesn't necessarily mean you have to be uncomfortable. People take that to mean you got to put on a sexy lingerie and a thong up your ass. You don't have to do that. But what you do, because if you're not comfortable with that, then don't do it. You know, but one of the ways I feel that you can keep the fire in your relationship is doing something different. So if you're not the person that's the aggressor to get it popping, then make sure that this day you're the aggressor. Just change it up. If you're always just waiting for him to come to you and you never make any moves, shock him by you making a move. Now you can do that in your boy shorts and tank top. I'm not saying get all uncomfortable, but I'm saying make the move. Surprise him if you're not the aggressor. Flip it and do something aggressive. You know what I mean? Go get your man. Go get him. Let him see that you want him too. You got to keep the fire in that way. Because I know I can get very comfortable. And so when I decide to stop being lazy and be the aggressor, my husband is so excited. Oh my God, you would thought I gave him a goddamn $1 million. So
there you go.
You know, he's so dramatic. Like he's so dramatic.
And that's fine. Okay.
Right.
And there are ways that you can do that because we like to do different things together also. Right. And you don't even have to be aggressive about it. There's a way, you know, that you can express your sexy different ways.
I don't mean literally aggressive. I don't mean literally.
No, I know. Yeah. I know what you mean, but I'm saying for those who might be low key
initiator.
That's the passive aggressive, you know, for them. Right. Like for some people, you know, it's all about what you get excited about. Like for me and my husband, I mean he's fine and all that, but when he cooks, and I mean he makes some things that, you know, he knows it gets me. He knows. Like for example, like he makes this apple peach cobbler. All right. Yes, I will take my clothes off for the apple peach cobbler. All right.
Come on, I mean that's just come on.
You know, and it's you know the apple peach cobbler tastes good, but it's watching him make it that sends me. Okay, watching him make it sends me. All right. You know, different. It's just different things like that. I ain't gonna tell it all. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna tell it all. Ooh, I'm feeling warm. But anyway, I'm just saying that, you know, it's different things that, you know, you know, that you can do to, you know, get things excited.
Well, that's what I mean.
I strongly, my husband and I, we like to have different experiences together. Like we went one time, we went to one of those what you call it, those game rooms where, you know, they lock you in and you go through the clues to find out how to get out.
We do that too.
You know,
I love that. Yeah.
Neither one of us had did that before. We decided one day, okay, we're going to go into one of those rooms and we're going to do that. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. You know, just having different experiences together. You know, we
feel
did
come out your
comfort zone. Exactly. Together. And like, I didn't worry about, you know, because I knew he'd never been in one of those game rooms. He knew I'd never been, so we was going to figure it out together, you know, and that was fun. But just doing different things, learn a new hobby together.
Surprise him
though.
Lee, get some you go those petals for
rose
petals. And lead the way into a candlelit room.
Yep.
And they don't have to be real candles. They can look like real candles, but they work by batteries. And the idea is setting the moment at that time for that. And he would get the idea, or she would get the idea. Bells would ring in somebody's ear to know what time it is, and try different things. Yeah.
And if you're
I was going to say, and being romantic is simply finding different new ways to express how you feel about that other person.
Exactly.
That's all it is finding different ways to express that. Show your appreciation, show how much you need that person, how much you love that person. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be, you know, that ornate. I remember my husband was talking about how, you know, for Valentine's Day, one of the things he does is a little tradition now with us. He did it when we were dating, and I mean, it totally broke me up. It totally broke me up, and it breaks me up every year. He got 24 heart-shaped balloons, okay, and one huge one that says "I love you" on it, or it has a message on it. And he put that all of those balloons in a room, and surprised me. And had me walk into that room and see all of those balloons, and it was so nicely decorated and everything. I didn't know at the time when he had the time to even do all of that and decorate and all of that, but it was just such a wonderful gesture. And I don't know how he got all of those balloons by me and all that kind of thing, but he does it every year now. He does it every year, and it breaks me up every year because I know it's not easy to, you know, get from the store with 24 heart-shaped balloons, you know, and travel with them, bring them in the car, whatever, and then get them through the door and all. I knew, or I have some idea how much work that is, and he does that just for me, just to say, you know what, I love you, babe. And so there's different things that you can do, you know, just to, you know, sit there and think about different ways that you can express how much you love that person, how much you care about that person, you know, and you'll be surprised how the reaction you would get.
Well, I know some people, they have the opposite problem. I know some people have the problem where the husband, I know a girl who her husband never initiates anymore. So I told her, I said, well, you're going to have to change things up, because man is going to be a man. They're going to always lead with their private parts. You can reel them in. It's just a matter of changing some things up. instead of wearing your hair in a messy bun that's not ever combed the same every day, sweatpants and a big old heavy, she wears a big old long sleeve shirt around the house because it's comfortable. I made her go get some pom-pom shorts, little shorts, tank top, no bra, comb her hair down, and just go in the kitchen and be cooking. I said, you ain't got to do nothing else. Because he never sees you like that, he's going to come running. And so it was an experiment. I told her, call me after and let me know. You know what I mean? Sure enough, she puts on the little shorts I bought her, the little tank top. She's in there cooking. He comes in. He's all over her. He hadn't done that in weeks. He's all over. They had the best night they ever had. Sometimes you just got to switch it up. He don't want to see those sweatpants. He doesn't want to see that big old shirt for years and years and years. Switch it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it gets boring.
And
it gets boring. It gets stale. Yeah. So that's why he wasn't attacking her all the time like he used to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he felt at the time she got him, and I can wear anything because I have them here now. But no, you got to keep up that spruce.
Right.
That spice got to be there at all times.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And for the women too. For the women too.
Right. Exactly. That's right. Man, got to stay on point. Make sure, give her something to look at too. And, want to jump his bones. Same thing, but there are different things. And like, what my husband, he knows that sometimes it's the little things for me. It's the little things. He knows that about me, that sometimes it's the little things, I can be in a big room with violins playing and somebody singing a song to me or what have you, and I'll get impressed by that. But I'm even more impressed when my husband sings the song to me. He knows that I'm crazy about his voice. He can sing, but and I'm crazy about his singing voice, but I love his speaking voice.
Right.
He knows, and he knows that about me. So hearing him say certain things and him talking to me, it just makes me feel a certain kind of way about him,
Well, that's why y'all are married, honey. That's why you're married.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Cece, any more questions, Cece?
Yes.
Cece?
Okay. Do you think a relationship should be 50-50?
In what way? Financially, you mean, or everything?
In everything.
And Teresa, could you repeat the question? Because sometimes I can barely hear Cece.
She said, do you think a relationship should be 50-50 in everything? Money and everything else in the relationship. 50-50? Or should it be a different balance on the scale?
It shouldn't be no scale. You know what I'm saying? When you say 50-50 there, that's again, you're labeling something that's but which is good. It should be 100-100, because if you're both for real in a relationship, then whatever hers and whatever's mine is hers without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But when you start saying 50-50, now you're separating value of different things in the relationship.
Right. It depends on the exact thing, because financially, it's different. You know what I mean? Like financially, I know some people that pool all their money together and they pay the bills out of one account. You know what I mean? I know some people that split the bills down the middle. I think with us, we're pretty much 50-50 on like the bills and things like that. But in other things, I don't remember. It has been years since I put my own gas in my car, since I even knew there was a problem with my car. My husband's been taking care of my car for 18 years. I don't remember the last time I put gas in it. So if we go to the grocery store or out to eat, I don't remember the last time that I've ever paid. That's just because that's who he is. He's from Louisiana, born and bred a Southern guy, you know. So some things, those things aren't 50-50. For me to be able to buy him lunch, I have to almost beg him. Please, babe, let me pay this for you. Let me pay this for you, you know.
Right.
So in that way, things are not 50-50. But around the household, we try to just split the bills all together and then pay it that way. So it just depends, you know.
Right.
I think that I agree with I think, you know, what you and your husband have, I think that's awesome. Like the things that need to have that you know boundary of, okay, we're gonna go half here and half there, and the things that don't need it, you know, you and your husband have agreed on what, you know, what's what and where it is.
Yes.
And what works for you all. And what I was going to say is that, you know, everything Kenneth, you know, I agree with him when he said everything got to be 100, because if let's say financially everything started out 50-50, but then one of you lost the job, then that means that the one that was doing 50%, you know, they got to now do 100%.
100%,
you know, until the next person, you know, until the other person get the job, you know, they got to be willing to do that. You know, they can't just be locked in. Okay, look, 50%. That's it. You better hurry up and get your job done. No, you got to do whatever it takes to make it work and go forward.
Yeah.
So, and in order to do that, you have to be 100% in. You know, so
right.
And it changes. It changes.
Right.
You know, when we were at the beginning of our marriage, you know, it was 50-50 financial. It still is 50-50 financial. But when I didn't have a job, it had, you know, what I couldn't come with my 50% financial. Right. So, you know, Kenneth just was like, all right, I got you. And he did 100%. You know, until I was, you know, able to contribute.
That's right.
And
that's
whatnot. And it wasn't a problem. And you know, that would go both ways, you know, vice versa. Now you know, he does, he likes to do the he does all the driving. He has the car, he does all the driving. I love to watch him drive. So I like to ride. I'm a driver too, you know. But I don't feel the need to have a separate car or anything like that. When, you know, when he needs me to drive, I'll drive. But, you know, if he doesn't need me to drive, I'll ride. You know, and that works for us, you know. So it changes, but I would say that everyone needs to find out what works for them, the ratio that works for them, you know. And don't stay locked into it, because situations change, so that ratio might change. But if both parties are 100% in, 100% committed, then you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure everything moves forward.
And you're going to be in it together. You're going to be in it together. Cece, that answer your question?
Yes. Danielle said if it is 50-50, then you are only coming if you have half of you.
Yeah, she's repeating what Kenneth said. Yeah, exactly.
All right now. Go ahead, Miss Danielle.
I agree, Danielle. If you coming to me halfway, it doesn't make no sense. I give you all of me, you giving me half of you, it doesn't make sense.
That's
right. It don't make sense. My husband's name is Kenneth. His name is Kenneth too.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Something about that name, huh? Something about that name. That's right.
Something about that name, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Cece, any more questions?
Any more questions and comments, audience? Any more questions and comments?
I think Danielle's done asking questions.
All right.
But it's been nice kicking it with y'all on the panel.
Yes.
Same here.
Yes. We gotta do this again. That's
I
right.
don't know. What is your YouTube name? Do you follow me or do I follow you? Or
Who, me?
Kitchen.
yeah.
Auntie's Kitchen.
I don't
Where
have a
is it?
YouTube name. I'm here on my YouTube experience has been right here at CC's Kitchen.
Oh,
So
I
far, I
got
don't
you.
have my own
Okay.
channel.
Oh.
Everything that I know about YouTube and channels, I learned right here. Miss
Oh, okay. I thought you
CC.
were another creator. Okay, okay.
Right. No, not yet. Not yet.
But it sounds like y'all are a relationship counselor. Your channel could be
We
about
are.
that, you know.
Yeah, no, we are. We have our coaching practice, Dunamis Sound Mind Services, and we're on Facebook. We have our website, and people can we make appointments with people, and we
That's
do
cool.
relationship coaching, divorce coaching. We do family coaching. We also do mental health and wellness coaching as well. And so Cece has had us on the I've been here on CC's Kitchen channel for a little bit over a month now, and just been talking to people and sharing different things and information with regards to those areas, those subject areas.
Well,
And so
Cece has that effect. She has that effect because I just came in her room innocently the other day, and now here I am.
See, yeah, I think I was there. And I saw how she went big time. I'm so glad that she was able to get on.
No, but it was nice talking with y'all.
Yes.
What do you say?
I was saying, especially today, and to share your story with you and your husband, because that helps not just listening to this. The feedback is nice, and you're helping other people that's on the line, which that need the help. That those is not showing their faces, but they in listening.
They're listening.
Right. That's right. Exactly. That's why me and my husband are going to do it together on a panel like this, because we get that request. I don't know how many times in my life I get that request. And sometimes I have 50 people to 80 people in my lives. So, the questions come in hard and strong. And a lot of the times it's relationship stuff. So I told him, I said, we have to do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're an open book. We don't mind answering any questions. You know what I mean? Just don't ask me what my best move is, and then we're okay.
Yeah. I mean, we do this kind of stuff all the time. We just haven't done it on, social media platform, but we're getting there.
Right.
And we get the request all the time. And so we decided, all right, let's go ahead, let's do it. And the response has been tremendous. And so now we'll come on your channel and talk with you and your people. We'll we just want to share. That's all. And help people.
I would love to have y'all on. I'm definitely getting Cece on there. There's no
Right. Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna pay that forward.
That's right.
And I would love to have you. So CC, just know that, honey. And on my channel, it's all open. So you might as well get ready, sister girl.
All right. All right.
I'll be ready.
All right. Well, I am going to the store, but it was so nice to meet you guys. You and your husband, Ken. It was so nice to meet y'all.
All right. Same
Great
here.
meeting you, Teresa. Thanks
You
for
too.
coming on.
And go
And,
Thank
and
you, Cece.
what's your channel?
Just Teresa, all one word.
just Teresa.
All right. And that's Teresa with an H?
Yes, THERESA. Yep.
Okay. And you're on you. That's your YouTube channel.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, you just reach out to us, let us know when you want us to come on. We'll be more than happy to come on and just share. And
All
thanks
right.
so
That'd
much.
be great. Cece, thank you for having me, sis.
You're welcome. And God continue to bless you and your husband's union. Keep it on, sister. Keep it on.
I'm gonna
That's
keep it
right.
on. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm trying, honey. I'm trying.
You on
Right.
point.
Doing an
You're
excellent
doing it.
job.
Point.
Yeah. Well, you know, I told him, he always tells me that name got my daddy blood on it. You can never break up with me. So we stuck together. You
There
know,
you go.
that's it's his favorite stupid saying. It's so dumb. Every time I be like, I'm leaving you, he'd be like, yep, that name got my daddy blood on it. You ain't going nowhere. Whatever.
That's too much.
I'm telling
Right.
you. That's them Kens, honey. That's those Kenneth. Okay.
Yes, yes. You know, something about them, that name. That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
if there
All right,
aren't any
well,
more questions or comments,
I thank you for coming on.
everyone could stay tuned.
And I hope you have a blessed day, just Teresa. And I
thank
hope
you.
again soon. Maybe sometime this week. Link me in
Okay.
my Instagram or my email address at
Okay.
gmail.com.
I'm on Instagram.
I'm looking to have a
Catch it.
panel on education.
Huh?
So I'm looking to have a panel on social issues, education, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'm gathering information for my celebration, my 1 year channel celebration. So I was
Oh, nice.
saying to the people, send me your favorite moments, your favorite recipe. Maybe you can go back and rewatch the videos so that I can have a clip to post on the screen for the celebration. I want to have it 3 or 4 times this month.
Okay. Nice. Nice. I'll be looking forward to it. I got your bell on, so I'll see everything you post, you know?
I already have some teachers and some principals to be on the panel. So if there's anyone, a deacon, a vegan, anyone out there in the audience, or any one of you guys that know who are here on the panel that can give them the information, they can email me, my email, or my Instagram, and let me know if they want to be on the panel. And they could be cooking right from their kitchen or anything they do. And they have an
Sounds good.
Yes.
Awesome.
In their home.
All right. Well, that sounds good. I'll definitely contact you about it.
Yes. And you can
All right.
talk again with your husband. Yeah,
Right.
you can talk again with your husband and share all the good stuff.
Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. I will do that.
Teresa, put your or if you can put your contact information in the chat, or send it to me
Like
or
my
something,
channel?
because I want to connect.
Right.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Dunamis Sound Mind.
I'm on Instagram. You just got to put in just Teresa with the number 2.
Oh.
So it's just the number 2 behind it. All one word. That's me on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So I'll look for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Look for you there. Great.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay. So
Bye,
thank you all for coming out and tuning in.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
don't forget forget to like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Keep it
We
down
got
below.
you, sis.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank Just Teresa.
All
Thank
right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Mr. Love for being
Thank
on
you.
my channel. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
And I can't wait to see you guys again here on this same platform. And
Yeah.
encourage others to come. And
Thanks for
Right.
having us. Thanks
yes,
for having us, you know.
welcome,
Yes.
Yes.
million. Thanks a million. I don't know how I can repay you guys, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
That's all right. Just keep the good channels going. Just keep it
That's
going.
it. That's it.
Happen. Yes. We're gonna meet in person.
Uplifting,
Yes.
uplifting each other is enough. You know what I mean? So
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a blessing.
that's it. You
Everyone
can't ask for more than that.
tuning in.
Right.
I want everyone to have a blessed day and a blessed week ahead. Be safe and whatever
Thank
you
you.
do and in the week ahead. Have a great day to everyone. Thank
Thank
Mr.
Yes.
Love,
you.
Mr. Love, and just
All right. And thank all of you all for coming out and being on this video with us. We thank you for all the comments and the questions. Feel free to continue to reach out if you
Yep.
have questions and that didn't make the show. Continue to reach out to us so that we can try to answer your questions and your comments. I'll
Right.
be here again next week, Monday. We'll be here and we'll be talking about work relationships
Okay.
next Monday. And then I'll be here again on this Sunday, continuing with the Sunday series at 1 p.m. This Sunday. So we'll be, continuing to send out the flyers and everything. Thank you all so much. Thank you again, Ms. Griffith, Ms. Cece. Thank you
Yes.
again for this wonderful platform and introducing me to Just Teresa. Thank
Hey.
you so much.
Hey.
Yes.
You was all the way live. Loved it. All right. Take care.
Yeah. Have a blessed one.
good day, everyone.
Bye.
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 She's saying,
Yes, enough.
all right. All right. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Bye.